This is kind of like a deja vu occurrence. In 1970, this will be kind of a long story, but I might as well tell the whole thing because it's kind of ironic in a way. About 1975, I've been writing a lot of music with the intent of doing a solo Randy Brecker record. And we were rehearsing this stuff at Don Grolnick and Will Lee lived in the same building, and we had kind of a band. We played together with a group Dreams, and we were doing a lot of sessions together. Chris Parker, Steve Kahn, Dave Sanborn was present a lot, and I thought it would be a good idea to write for my brother and Dave, who I went to camp with, music camp when we were 15, and he had moved to town several years earlier. So we were just getting together, and at one point I had amassed about enough tunes for a record, and I was thinking to myself, boy, I'll just start, I'm going to have to pay to do a demo, but I'm going to start trying to hawk this thing as a Randy Brecker solo project. So right before I started to do the demo, I got a call from a gentleman named Steve Becker, who had just signed a production deal. He was a record producer with Clive Davis and the then new Arista Records. And he met with me and said, you know, if you call this, he had heard about the music through the grapevine because we had been rehearsing for several months. He said, if you call this group, the Brecker Brothers, I'll sign you to this production deal. And strangely enough, we had never thought of a name. We had been playing together, but we never, it was amazing. We had never, it kind of runs off the tongue. So after 2 or 3 days, at first I resisted because I really wanted it to be a solo record. But I said, okay, well, Mike and Dave sound great together. It's going to be a little weird calling it the Brecker Brothers because Dave Sanborn is standing up front with us. But let's do it. And the rest was, as they say, jazz, rock, fusion history. We did records and became very popular with that moniker, the Brecker Brothers. So cut to, what is it, late 2011. I have a bunch of new tunes, and I was approached by the Blue Note who had released my previous record endeavor with the Danish Radio Big Band. I go way back with Jeff Levinson, and he invited me to play again a week at the Blue Note. And I had some new tunes, intent of doing a Randy Brecker solo record. And I put a band together, and as an afterthought, I thought, boy, you know, just back, everyone in the band was played with the Brecker Brothers band at one point or another. So the next thing I know, the thing is slowly morphing into like Brecker Brothers Reunion Band. I'm trying to keep my name on it, but it ended up being called Brecker Brothers Band Reunion, and I was actually shocked because whatever that brand entails, the club was sold out beyond, I think, all of our wildest expectations. It really became an event. We recorded it for a DVD Saturday night with Mike Stern, Dave Weckl, Will Lee on bass, George Woody, who produced the later Brecker Brothers records, on keyboards, my wife in the hot seat on tenor saxophone, Ada Ravati, and she sounded just great, and a young singer named Ollie Rockberger, who co-wrote a tune with Ada, so I used one of her tunes too. And then the next week we went into a recording studio and did a studio recording of all these 10 or 11 new tunes that'll be released hopefully in the summer because we're going to try to tour behind it. So I'm very excited about that. Where my name will fit in, we'll figure out. But it was just kind of ironic here. I was in the same position, whatever it is, 30 years later. You know, the name, I guess, too good to get rid of. And we think of my brother all the time. We did one of his tunes live. We did Strap Hangin', and going to dedicate the whole project to him. So I'm really looking forward to it.